Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Gran Turismo, and this is a new, based on a true story, kind of thrill and like action film, sports film about a young man who is a real person that won this contest racing Gran Turismo, who wound up getting a chance to become a real race car driver. And this is from director Neil Blomkamp. Yeah. After finally getting another film from him after Chappie. And here, he directs this very competently. He does a really great thing of balancing, like, yeah, this has the influence of the video game, so there's visuals in the film that you see in the Gran Turismo video games, and I think those were some inspired choices, brought some personality, shook up the visual storytelling of the film, and also was true to the reference material. And there's thrilling race car scenes in this. The races in this film really work. There's a lot of drone shots, and there might be some quick editing, intercutting, like the engines firing and all kinds of stuff like that. But it's exhilarating. And by the end of the film, the whole entire crowd in my theater were like getting up and cheering and clapping. It's just like, wow, he really captured the emotion here, because this does have heart. And I think Darren Barnett, who Archie Madekwe, who plays Jan, our main character, there's some moments where I didn't 100% believe his acting, but overall I think he does a really good job, and especially as the film goes, I think he really comes into his own. And he has a strained relationship with his father and his brother. They don't believe in his dreams, which also, like, taking a step back, I won't quite believe in his dream. Like, my son's been playing video games for years and thinks he's going to become an actual race car driver. This is a crazy situation and very unbelievable, but it did happen, so I guess it could happen. But I do feel like you have to suspend your disbelief a little bit with this concept, even if it's real. It's like, who would ever thought of this? Speaking of, the Danny Moore, who did think of this, played by Orlando Bloom, he's not great. He says Nissan so weird so many times. A couple of times he says a little bit different and still doesn't sound great. And, you know, Bloom makes some big choices at times, some awkward choices at times, and it really doesn't feel like the most interesting performance you have here. But the real standout is David Harbour, who brings a lot of humor, brings a lot of heart, brings passion, and that veteran presence. And I think Madakwe really benefited from that. Daijin Hansu plays his dad, not in it very much, probably too little to really hit the impact. But there's moments where, like, he really gets to show his skills and his emotions. It's a thrilling story. The racing scenes are thrilling. It does lean into so many tropes of, like, underdog stories in terms of sports movies, so you have that. But the races are amazing. There's heart. I actually felt for these characters. Harbour is fantastic. Hansu gives a great performance too. There's some really strong performers here. And, you know, this film is 2 hours and 15 minutes. I never really felt bored. I feel like it moves pretty quickly. I just think some of the biggest things, it's like it's very familiar in terms of its storytelling beats and how it comes together. And I do think that, like, there's definitely times where, like, the CGI stands out a bit. But overall, they do some really interesting things in this film. And it totally surprised me. I did not expect to enjoy this film, but there's heart. And the heart goes a long way to making a real feel-good film, and it makes me want to see what Neil Blomkamp has after this. Overall, a rock-solid, good movie that I think, honestly, mostly the whole family can enjoy. But those are my thoughts on Gran Turismo. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.